The hate list for running backs, James Conner on the list this week. He's RB20 for Matthew. The Cardinals are the biggest underdogs in Week 5. They are 7.5-point dogs, Matthew.
Right, and the problem with James Conner is that what you're really needing here is a touchdown. Right? Like, again, with 4 teams on a bye, you probably can't afford to sit him, but love-hate is all about expectations, and I have lowered mine for James Conner this week. He's not involved in the passing game. 3 straight games now with a target share below 5%. So he's become kind of a first and second down guy. And every starting running back to face the Niners this year has averaged below 4 yards per carry. To your point, if they're a touchdown underdog, they're probably going to have to be throwing. They're not involving Conner in the passing game here. So what you're really hoping for, that he falls into the end zone, which, by the way, given that he's James Conner, very real chance that he is. But he's down at running back 20 for me, lower than I normally have him, given his workload and talent.
Zack Moss also on the hate list here, Jay. Baltimore has the #1 ranked rush defense. We've talked a lot about that this week, and we're starting to see a little bit more Chase Brown in this offense, too.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that rush defense, that's the key thing. They have, in terms of success rate, Baltimore have the best rush defense in the NFL. It's not even close. 28% of opposing team rushes are successful. The gap between Baltimore and the second best team, which is the Chargers, is bigger than the gap between 2nd and 10th. So this Baltimore team last year, like, no one really was able to run on them because they were just winning every game by multiple touchdowns. This year they've been in closer games for the most part, but still teams have not been able to run effectively. Now some of that is they played the Raiders, which is, the Zamir White, Alexander Madison show. But they also played the Bills, who had been running over everyone. They played the Chiefs in Week 1 as well. So I think that the Ravens, this rush defense is real, and the Bengals, they're underdogs.
Spectacular.
It is real and magnificent. Yeah, spectacular.
Sure.
I think that the Bengals are going to have to be throwing. It's almost 3-point dogs in this one, too.
Yeah, by the way, I mean, again, I said not to panic on Zack Moss because while Chase Brown got the 2 of the 3 goal line rushes last game, Moss did see 100% of the goal line rushes in weeks 1 through 3. Having said that, the fact that Chase Brown had such a good game, you have to lower your expectations for Zack Moss at least somewhat. Just 50% of the team's running back rushes in Week 4 as Chase Brown continues his emergence. This is a true split committee, so you're getting half the work against, as you pointed out, Jay, the #1 ranked rush defense in the NFL that's allowing just 2.7 yards per carry to opposing running backs. He's my running back 25 this week.
Another guy here, Rachaad White. We've talked a lot about this backfield. Bucky Irving is slowly not taking over, but factoring in. So now the touches are going down, Matthew, for Rachaad White. 3 straight games with 12 or fewer touches for a guy that is just not efficient with his touches anyway.
Yeah, by the way, and it's not a good matchup against Atlanta tonight. Top 10 in fewest fantasy points allowed to opposing running backs. Always dicey putting somebody in love or hate when they're playing in the Thursday night game. Because what happens is like, I say, like Rachaad White's on the hate list, and then watch him score 2 touchdowns tonight, and then tomorrow is nothing but my mentions blowing up. Like, great call, Barry. But I do think that Rachaad White is a dicey play. Again, I have it running back 26, so I have a mid-tier flex in a week where you've got 4 teams on a bye. But over those 3 games that you mentioned, where he's gotten 12 or fewer touches, he's had only 41% of the team's running back rush attempts. So, I mean, like, Bucky Irving's been the better running back. He's been more effective, and he's actually starting to get more work. And so, just, Rachaad White hasn't been efficient throughout his career, but he used to get volume, and now he's not getting the volume. So, not a good matchup either as well. Again, he's a dicey flex to me tonight. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.